your vibrations right now, right now, something that makes you happy, something that makes you smile, somebody or something that makes you feel good. For me, it's either I find my happy place. That's the way I talk about it. That's what I call it, my happy place, by either listening to the meditation music that I like, dancing. I love to dance. I dance around the house all the time. I don't dance well, but it doesn't matter. I do it anyway. If I feel it, I do it. It's just about being happy in the spirit. Try it sometimes. It's very, very freeing. I hope that you can loosen up in your spirit. That's very important, to feel good as much as you can, because when you feel good, then good things come into your atmosphere, into your world. Okay. So last week, we were talking about limiting beliefs, releasing limiting beliefs, things that hold you back, things that you have come to believe as a truth. Whether it's a truth or not, you have accepted it as a truth. And those things limit you from being the best self, being your highest and best self. Something someone said to you when you were young, or something you overheard someone say when you were young. Things like that, that you weren't even aware of, but you accepted it in your mind, in your subconscious, and it became your truth. Things that someone that you admired a great deal said something to you, maybe not about you, somebody else, you took it as your truth. A belief is something that you believe is true. It doesn't have to be true. You just have to believe that it's true. And just as a quick note, just as an exercise, we suggested it last week, that you get a piece of paper, make 2 columns. On the one column, you write down everything you think about yourself. And the other column, you ask somebody to write down, or you record everything that they tell you about yourself. And probably the columns won't match, because people tend to see things that we ignore or we don't highly value. So somebody's column, the other person's column, may think that you're the best thing that ever happened. But on your side, you have all the flaws and all of the things that that you're not proud of, or that you wish could change, and all of that business. Okay, listen. That has become your truth, but it is not the truth. Had somebody said that, well, you didn't finish your college degree, and you're around people that have finished their degree. Well, if that's a hang-up of yours, if that's a limiting belief, then you're not your best self, because you're feeling inferior in a room full of people. They don't know what you have, they don't care what you have, and that does not matter. So when I say that it is a belief, I'm saying that it is what you hold to be true, but it may not be the truth. Okay. There are 2 kinds of beliefs. Now, we said they come from 2 places, influence and experience. Now we're going to talk about 2 kinds of beliefs, 2 types of beliefs. Empowering beliefs. Empowering beliefs. And write this down. Don't depend on your memory. I don't care if you are 30. You're going to forget, because life gets in the way, and this is very important. The first kind of belief I want you to focus on is empowering belief. An empowering belief. Those are beliefs that allow you to flourish. They motivate you to do great things. That empowering beliefs make you do better than you thought you could. You'll think, I had no idea that I could do that. And it's really probably something somebody said out of nowhere, and you just felt so inspired and so empowered by it. An empowering statement or empowering belief would be, I always learn something when I try something new. I always learn something when I try something new. Now, that might seem to be like not a big deal, but it is a big deal when you know that you're going to learn something. So that's going to encourage you to try new things every chance you get. You're going to try something new because it causes you to learn. And if learning is a value of yours, then you're going to feel better every time you learn something new. So that is an empowering thing. I can make tomorrow better. That's an empowering statement. I can make tomorrow better, which means I already have in mind some things that I want to try out. I'm going to think about it, let it marinate overnight, wake up in the morning, see what it is. Might be something on your job, something in school, something in your neighborhood, something in your church. I am going to make tomorrow better. That's an empowering statement. Even if you don't have a thing in mind, if you say, I'm going to make tomorrow better, you have ignited a responsibility or an onus on yourself to make tomorrow better. You've already decided that tomorrow is going to be better, and it's going to be better because of something that you do. So when you say things like that, I can make tomorrow better, I'm going to make the project work, I know that I can add something to this situation. Those are things that move you, that excite you, that cause you to think. Maybe it's not when you get there and whatever it is you decided to do, it's not quite working out the way you thought. But because you have that energy that says that I want to do this and I'm planning to do this, Spirit is going to drop some new ideas in your head on the spot because you have been empowered. You have set your intention for the day. That is so important. Now, if you think it's not so, think about people who don't set the intention for the day. They just get up and they do whatever they do. Okay, so they may be going to work, school, whatever, and they don't set an intention because one day is the same as the next. It's just rote. You drive the same way, you take the same route where you're going, go in the same door, say hello to the same people, you just keep it blah. That is not anything that is inspiring or empowering. That's just going along. And you can do that for years. I was reading that we have 60,000 thoughts a day. Now, that's a lot of thinking, but that's an average, 60,000 thoughts a day. So when you think about having that many thoughts a day, you think, well, I should be doing some great and mighty things with that kind of thinking. The reality is we have 60,000 thoughts a day, but each day is usually the same 60,000 thoughts. So that's why your life never changes. You don't bring new, fresh energy into your space, new people into your life because you think the same thing today that you thought yesterday. Now, we think that we got it going on and we are being consistent, we're being disciplined because we are, we're doing what we said we're going to do and we made a goal and we're following the goal. But you know what? If you're not careful, you'll repeat the same thoughts and the same steps, waiting for something to change. And we know what that means, right? You keep doing the same thing you've always done, you get what you've always got. So nothing changes, nothing's different. So if your life is in the same place it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 3 years ago, I'm even going to say 1 year ago, what have you been thinking about? I can tell you the same thing. If you don't think differently, nothing's going to change. Now, I'll give you an example. You know, I don't know about you. I'm talking about me. Okay, here's an example. I do not like to shop for clothes. I pretty much have one style. Don't be like this. I'm falling on the sword here. My wardrobe, my closet looks exactly the same way it did probably 20 years ago, 10 years ago. It's the same. And if I do try to buy something, I'm looking for the same thing, a new one of what I've already got. Now, that's cool with me. That's all right. But in a way, it isn't all right because styles change, and there are times I'll catch myself and say, this is really not, you're dating yourself and da-da-da-da-da. That's a tangible example of what goes on in our head with our lives. So if we don't introduce new thoughts, new ideas, try new things, our life is not going to be empowered. Matter of fact, that brings us to disempowering beliefs, self-limiting beliefs, disempowering beliefs, or self-limiting beliefs. Those are what it says, beliefs that limit us. Self-limiting beliefs cause us to live mediocre lives. You ever think about that? When is the last time you did something exciting? Are you bored with your life? Do you want things to change? Listen, there is no magic coming. Okay? There's no magic coming. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and Prince Charming is going to be at the door. It ain't going to happen. You can wish and hope all you want. It's not going to happen that way. In order for something new and exciting and energetic to come, you've got to go after it. Here's my first recommendation. Turn off the television. Television feeds you a bunch of lies. It has programmed us to think that if we, first of all, if we sit there and imagine something long enough, the same thing that happened to the person on TV is going to happen for us. That's a script. Somebody wrote it. They got paid to do it. They got paid to write it, and the actors and the actresses got paid to perform it. That's not real life. If you want your life to be the way you want it to be, then you must make it so. You must make it so. And besides that, if what you see on television was to happen in your life, you wouldn't like it because that's not you. The universe sends somebody like what you've been looking at on TV, and you say, I don't want this. I don't want this. I'm being funny, but I'm being real as well. So if you want some area of your life to come alive, you must make it come alive. We get past 30 and we're tired. We are tired. We ain't trying to go out, stay out late, do nothing. Saturday comes, that's our day of rest. And then Sunday comes, that's another day of rest. So we got to get the laundry done. Listen, change all that. Change all that. Take a nap so you can get some energy to go somewhere, do something, meet some people. You're going to have to get out, go to plays, go to workshops, get a hobby, something. Because if not, these self-limiting beliefs are going to take over. All you need is a disempowering thought that you heard 20 years ago about, you probably are not going to get anybody. And so you've not done anything to get anybody. And now that has become a self-limiting belief whereby you start believing the crap yourself. The stuff that's been put in your head about you, you have no strength. So you start believing the stuff that somebody else said. Do you know that people say things to you that are unhappy? I mean, they're unhappy, and so they dump unhappy on you. They don't like their life, And so if they see a slight bit of happiness in you, see, misery loves company. Yeah, you know that. You know what? That's what that means in real life. When people are not happy, they don't want you to be happy. And so they say things, disempowering things, mean things. Oh, you know you can't do that. Oh, somebody, no, girl, somebody, no, bro, you can't do that. I wouldn't even try that. Well, why not? Why not? What's the worst that could happen? If nothing happens, nothing's happening already. So you haven't lost anything. Really, it's what I'm saying, take control of your life. Don't let just things happen. And when you let things happen, what somebody else wants to happen will begin to happen. And what about you? I mean, it will begin to happen to you. And then you're mad or sad or disgusted because look at what has happened in my life. You have to make a life. See, things like, here's a disempowering thought. I'll never get ahead. I'll never get ahead. My genetics won't allow me to get in shape. What? Now, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. My husband's side of the family are thin people. They're thin. His daddy was thin. Most of his daddy's brothers that I met were thin. Thin. They could eat cake, ice cream, and nothing happened. My husband swears up and down he's overweight. That man could wear the suit he wore almost when we got married. He got a little weight on him, 10 pounds. What's that? On the other hand, my side and my folks, well, you know, it's not like that. Our folks on my side smell food and that's it. Pounds just fall out the air on us. So I could blame it on genes because I'm not as thin as I would like to be. And you know what? I would deserve it if you got up in my face and said, don't tell me that lie. Because when I go to the gym, I look right. I look right. So even though our genetics say one thing, that's if you do nothing. And even if you are from a family where weight is not a problem, you don't need to be sitting around doing nothing. So it's heavy people and thin people in the gym trying to make life better. So who do you think is going to get in shape first? The person who thinks they can or the person who thinks they can't? So when you think you can't, you watch TV, eat a hoagie, and drink Pepsi. The person who thinks they can get in shape, eat salad, go to the gym 2, 3, 4 times a week, and they looking good. The person who is out of shape said, I wish I could look like that, but it's not going to happen because you're not doing what they do. So we have to listen to what we're saying to ourselves, get in the mirror. Last week, I suggested strongly that you get in the mirror and tell yourself how wonderful you are, how beautiful you are, how exciting you are as a person. This week, I want you to get in the mirror and confront yourself about the untrue, disempowering statements that you have made. Don't go down the list of the statements. Just look at yourself and say, I'm not hearing this anymore. I want you to make a list of 10 empowering statements. I am intelligent. I am smart. I am energetic. I am friendly. I'm creative. I can make things happen. I'm going to change a situation that's been out of hand too long. Things that are empowering. Make a list of 10. Don't stop writing until you get to 10. That's your assignment. And then when you finish writing that 10, take it to the mirror, the bathroom mirror. That's the one. Because that's where the real is. So you can walk past those other mirrors in your house. But that one in the bathroom, no. That's where you go. You take that list and you say those things to yourself. You look at yourself and you say, I am strong. I am healed. I am whole. That situation that broke me last year, I am whole from it. It won't take me another time. I won't mourn about this another day. It doesn't mean you won't feel bad, but when you catch yourself feeling bad and dragging down about it, you've already said, you put something in your spirit that can contrast it, can say, listen, I don't want to hear this. You are not taking over my life. I'm in charge here. And don't say anything. Don't make an I statement that you're not willing to stand behind. Write that list down. Take your time to do it. I really, really want you to get this down in your spirit. This is fundamental stuff here. This is basic stuff. I want you to inspire somebody else, encourage somebody else. I don't care if you don't feel like it. Guess what? I don't care if you don't even like them. You don't have to like them. Just encourage them. And when you walk away, see how you feel. You feel so in control. You feel so pleased because you know why? You have done something positive, and things will begin to happen in your life and turn around. You see, you attract what you are. You attract who you are. Whatever's in your life now is what you have brought to yourself by what you think about yourself. So you change that around, I'm telling you, you're going to start seeing some difference. My life turned around. I've seen so many other people's lives changed just by understanding how you talk to yourself. Be kind, be gracious, be loving to yourself. And when you do that, you'll do loving things for yourself. You'll do nice things for yourself. And suddenly you'll start feeling better, looking better. That's how things change. I love you to the moon and back. And I want you to be your best and highest self. I'll see you in the spirit next time.